Terry Zinowich with Espresso Parts Northwest, and I'm here today to talk to you about backflushing your espresso machine. This is a very simple process that involves using a detergent and a blind filter or backflush disc. The process is simply to remove filtered coffee or ground coffee from the three-way valve in your espresso machine and behind the screens. This process should be completed at a minimum twice a day without detergent and once a day with detergent at the end of your operating shift. So the process of backflushing your espresso machine involves using what's called a blind filter and detergent. The detergent we use at Espresso Parts is called Joe Glow, from a great little company out of California. They make a really fantastic product with a really great picture on the front of it. Picture's great, product's excellent. This is a blind filter or backflush disc. You'll notice it doesn't have any holes in it. This allows the detergent to stay in place and work its way back up into what's called the three-way valve. So essentially what we're trying to do is remove coffee oils from the screens and the three-way valve on the espresso machine. So this is a screen that's not so clean. And here's one that's sort of clean. These machines weren't backflushed very well. When I talk about the three-way valve, this is what I'm talking about. Very small electronic device, normally situated in the back side of the machine. What we're trying to do is get the detergent back into the inside of this to clean a piston in there. That process involves putting the backflush disc into the portafilter, using about a half teaspoon of detergent. Again, we use Joe Glow at Espresso Parts. However, there are other cleaners on the market and they work just as well. So half of a teaspoon of detergent placed in the backflush disc. And then you lock that into the group on the espresso machine and activate the continuous button. I prefer my customers use the continuous button simply because they can stand here and turn the machine on and off manually. Using one of the preset buttons doesn't really help the situation because the water's not going anywhere, so it doesn't know when to stop. So we need you to stand here and do this manually, about 10-15 seconds, and then stop. And then repeat the process again for about another 10-15 seconds. What you're trying to achieve is getting that detergent back up into that three-way valve and removing the coffee oils and the ground coffee. We'll rinse out the portafilter and repeat the process until we have a clear portafilter and clear water running out of it. The process should be repeated 5 to 6 times before the group is clean. Once you've completed that, you can take a towel, wipe off the excess water up into the group, and then take a short stubby screwdriver, like this one. Now the machine we're working on tonight is a La Marzocco FB80. This machine has screws that hold the screens into place. However, there are groups that operate on what's called an E61 group, or a basket type shower screen that's held in place with a gasket. In the instance of those machines, you don't need to remove the screens, but maybe every 3 months. So just do a good job of backflushing and the machine will stay clean behind those screens. Once we have the screen down, then we're just going to take the towel and wipe the stainless steel diffuser block off. In some instances, some machines will have a stainless steel diffuser and others have a brass diffuser. In the instance of the La Marzocco, we're dealing with stainless steel, so we're going to use a stainless steel brush to scrub up to the diffusing plate. If you're working on a machine with a brass diffuser, you want to use a brass brush. Otherwise, it'll be too abrasive. Once you've completed that, you can take the paddle brush. It's got long bristles here that allow you to get up into the group and in and around the group gasket. Group gasket's made of rubber, so if it has coffee grounds on it, it has a tendency to be abrasive on the rubber and it won't cause the portafilter to seal very well. So in order to get a good seal, you want to make sure there's no coffee on it. Once you've cleaned up in the group area and the gasket area, then just put the screw back in the screen and just hand tighten it. Screw the screen back up in there, and then with your short stubby screwdriver, Want to give it about a quarter of a turn. Any more than a quarter of a turn is too much and could be difficult for the next person to remove the screw. Once you've done doing that, it's recommended that you go ahead and pull a couple of shots to season the machine. However, I would recommend that that be done by the opening staff in the morning rather than the closing staff, because it doesn't make sense to clean the machine and then dirty it right back up. So make sure that your opening staff is seasoning the machine with at least a couple of shots as part of their program in the morning, and the machine will be good to go. So that's your basic backflushing process from Espresso Parts Northwest. Thanks.